All right, we live. All right. First off, we want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem,
Yahweh,
Shai,
Hashem,
by
Yahweh Shah,
Shai.
Hashem, Makasadas.
All right, double honor to the apostle and elder, great millstone, who will well teach well. And I say shalom to the hopeful elect, and I came out there pushing this word and this truth into sincerity across the winds and across the four winds in the name of Yahweh by Hashem Shai. All right, it's the brother Abba Yabah and the brother Cornerwalf Yahweh. All right, we brothers back at you with another group lesson here, going into the Bible basics. All right, in this lesson here, we're going to be getting into, who are the true Israelites. And with that, we're going to be able to break down the Deuteronomy chapter 28. All right. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and just dive into it. All right. First one we'll get into is the Romans 9 and 4. All right. And the reason why we're bringing out Romans 9 and 4 is we want to iterate and show you, who was the covenants, who was the law, who was the promises, who everything, what's everything that the Bible talks about, and who was it for. All right, main thing is who was everything for. All right, who mainly was Yahweh Shema Shai talking to? Like what's the whole ins and outs of it, and who are the actual chosen people? All right, because these Christians out here are anti-Christians will make you think that that the whole Bible was written for everybody with that John 3 with the John 3:16 Salakia. But when you break down that word world, it goes into who the Most High basically had a contract with, and that contract is the covenants. All right, that's why we're bringing out this Romans 9 and 4. Romans 9 and 4, and it says, "Who are Israelites, to whom pertains the adoption, the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the service of the Most High, and the promises." All right, so they're saying that the covenants, the law, the services of Yahweh Shema Shai, the promises that are to come, and everything, the right, all of it intertwined, all of it together was for the Israelites. Now, the purpose of bringing that out for this lesson here is to show you that covenant, which is also called, that contract, it has two sides to it. All right, and in those two sides, it has what you're supposed to do and what will happen, if you don't uphold your end of the bargain. And that's basically what happened. We just dropped off the ball. Long story short, we didn't uphold our end to the deal that was presented to us by Yahweh Shema Shai. We took the oath and we fucked up, basically. All right, and that pushes us to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. All right, and that Deuteronomy chapter 28, which goes into the curses. All right, the blessings and the curses. All right, and for the sake of this video here, we're going to be going into the curses, and with these curses of breaking them down, if Yahweh Shema Shai in the spirit, the Rakak Wadash is supping with you, you'll be able to pinpoint, as we're breaking these things down, who the covenants and who the curses actually are basically who the curses is talking about. Once you actually dig into these, it only points out, really a one group of people. All right, a certain group of people. All right. So we're going to start out at that Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 15. All right. It says, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I have commanded thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee." So that means all these curses shall come up on us. They gonna overtake us, and there ain't no way you can get out of it. Jake like to grow up somewhere and feel like if they move to another state, or if they do something else, that they can come from under these curses or get out of the situation that they're in. Nigga, ain't no way to get out of it. These curses, you ever seen the cartoons, the movies, where like those old Looney Tunes, and brothers correct me if I'm wrong, like those little cartoons where the character might have like that dark cloud over their head. No matter where they go, it follows them. That dark cloud is like the curses. Like no matter where we go, these curses are going to be attached to us, and nobody's going to be able to take these off us. But Yahweh Shai when he returns. So Trump ain't gonna save you niggas. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and dive into it, and we're gonna be jumping through here as well, just kind of getting the meat off the bone. All right. It's a Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 29. It says, "And thou shalt grope at the noonday, as the blind grope in the darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. All right. So what that means is you know how a blind man gropes. You know he's trying to reach around, he can't find his way. You know he might be all right for a minute every now and then, he get tripped up. But the point is, he's always trying to find his way through something. All right, he always, and brothers, like you, correct me if I'm wrong with it, if I'm using the right terminology. He's always trying to find his way. That's why I said like the blind groped in the darkness. But it says, "Thou shalt not prosper in thy ways." All right, so quick thing here, we always try to get out of a lot of the situations we're in, and it says, "Thou will not prosper in thy ways." The main thing I brought up here is me and one of the brothers were talking about the percentage of failed minority owned businesses. So these are things that are not prospering. All right. And this search here, and this is a current search here. It says 20% of all new businesses in the US fail in their first year. By comparison, 80% of black-owned businesses fail with so-called black-owned businesses fail within the first 12 to 8 months. So it's saying 1 and 4% of so-called black-owned businesses make it past the startup phase. All right, and the startup phase is before they even open the door. But the point is that it says 20% of all the businesses. So that 80% of that is us. It's us and our heritage, the Israelites. So there is no way for us to prosper with these curses. Like we're not going to prosper in any of these things that we do. All right. The next one is Deuteronomy 28 and 37. All right, Deuteronomy 28 and 37, and it reads, "And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither Yahweh shall lead thee." All right, so what is that byword talking about? You know, that's your niggas for the so-called black people. That's your spicks and your wetbacks for Issachar. Do y'all got any other ones, brothers? I've done the only two I can kind of remember off the top of my head.
But they've called us.
You got Jungle Bunny.
You know, African American. You know, and over time it changed, but it's changed. You know, that's it. Byword. It's never been consistent, and it's never been what we really are. So they just constantly calling us something different. You know, generation. So yeah.
So you're right, bro. Con is basically calling us everything but what we are.
Con.
Cornerwife, you were saying something too, bro?
No, I was just giving you some extra names.
Okay, the water. All right, we'll move on to the next one. All right, go ahead, bro. What'd you say?
No, I was saying I am the bar.
Oh, All right, Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 41. It says, "Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, and thou shalt not enjoy them, and they shall go into slavery." So we're constantly, while we're still here, our sons and daughters, even us, we're still born into slavery. All right. Well, when Jake and the rest of our people, the rest of the Israelites and everybody for that matter, they think of slavery as, you know, us being in that physical slavery, you know, with the chains and you know, with just to throw it out there, the jingle bells, you know, in that time of this pagan ass holiday Christmas, like niggas don't even know where that came from. That was a part of slavery. So if Jake took off running, they had bells around their neck. You know what I'm saying? So they're not understanding that we're still in a spiritual captivity. We still, like, nigga, your bills is the modern day whip. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can bring that up real quick. Cause I got it right here. So this is where that term jingle bells came from. We was talking about slavery, but you know, that kind of came up as you know, the spirit kind of just brought it out. But this is where that term jingle bells came from. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, brothers. But it was a time to where, you know, they would literally put a yoke around Jake neck and bells to it, kind of how they do cattle. All All right, you know them cows and shit. They get to running and shit. They got the bells and shit all on them. They put a bell around a cat and everything like that. So the same thing happened to Jake. But the point is, I mean to veer off a little bit, but we're still born into slavery right now. We're still in captivity. Don't pay your bills and see what happens. You don't your ass be outside.
Yeah, and they basically considered us, speaking on, the bales of cattle and stuff like that. That's what they considered us as property, not necessarily people, So yeah, they know where the property was going, and especially if they were runners, And so yeah, that
What
yoke of bondage
was
around the bales.
what was
Want to
that
make sure.
movie? 12 Years a Slave. When we watched that, he had to have that little thing around his neck, and he had to have a little paper.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he was walking through the woods, he was thinking about running away, and he ran into a group of Edomites, and they was going to hang a couple of brothers, and he was like, "What? You came here at the wrong time." And he showed them a little paper, and he had the little thing around his neck, and they let him. He's like, "You better go and get out of here."
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
It was property, so it's like every possession they had, as far as livestock and stuff like that, they made sure they knew where we were.
Come on. So, yeah, like we were saying, so we still born in captivity. So the water for y'all for that as well. Like ain't nothing again. There's nothing we can do. Jay think just because you got so-called freedom, which we know freedom is you only dumb if you think shit free. That's what I get from freedom. To be real. So the next one we'll go into Deuteronomy 28 and 43. All right, Deuteronomy 28 and 43. It said, "The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and shall come down and slack it, and thou shalt come down very, very low." So that means Esau has came up above us. All right, we got to go through this nigga for everything. I had this brought up as well, Salakia. This is really like going into the wealth gap, because it says that reading it again, it says the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt be brought very low. All right, so like with us being brought very, very, very low, you got the wealth gap, you got family, you got heritage, you got nigga culture. Like these things are something that Jake think is high, but is actually low. That's just degrading as hell. You got Eve, dancing, being called bitches and hoes, and they out twerking and shit all over the place. There was a certain ethic that our women that our women have, and those few sincere sisters, you can see it. You can see it coming back into them. That certain ethic that they have, how they carry themselves, how they cover themselves up. You know what I'm saying? They just not out here showing off their bodies, and every time you see them, the picture of them, is with their ass and shit showing. So these things have brought us very, 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 very low. But I want to bring this out right here. This is going and proving one of those things of us being brought very, very low. This goes into the wealth gap. All right, because one of those things that Esau that we can rarely see, and we're correlating these curses real time and showing real time how these curses are real and who does it actually point to. All right, it's not hard when you correlate and you're actually doing the research about it. All right, it says the wealth gap between so-called black, who are the Israelites, and so-called white families, who we know is Esau, in the United States, is large and has been growing over time. All right, this is in 2021 here. It says, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, the median wealth gap of the so-called white household was $250,400 compared to $24,520 for the black so-called black household. And correct me if I'm wrong, brothers. Shit, that's damn near what a 200 and because 25 would make 22.5, right? 225,000. So that's over, that's over $220,000 gap that we're talking about here, just based on us being so-called black, the Israelites, and the so-called whites who is Esau. So and here's another one here in 2022. It said the average wealth of the so-called white family was $1.4 million, and compared to 211,596 for a so-called black family. This means that so-called white families had 6 times the average wealth of the so-called black families. And I'm gonna be real with you, brothers. The only y'all correct me if I'm wrong. It say 211,000, but the average Jake ain't finna see that shit.
Nope. The average Jake don't see 100,000.
The average Jake is not finna see that. Come on, bro.
Hell, the average Jake don't even see 75,000. So I don't know where to get 200,000 from. We don't typically see nothing anywhere. Now if they're doing the averages based off of all of us, including celebrities, rappers, sports players, then yeah. But there's no way that the average Jake is gonna ever touch 80,000 a year in America.
Come. I said it just goes to show you that these curses is real time, bro. These curses is real time, and there's the only way. And me and the other brothers was talking the other day. We were saying that a lot of brothers or a lot of people we know are kind of not we know, but people we come across, they're on that borderline of like believing like, damn, this shit's true. With we so-called bombs and everything that preach out on the street and everything, and all this other shit they call us, but a lot of people are actually seeing like the apostles and GMS has really evolutionized or basically changed the way of teaching. Everybody right now is talking about prophecy and everything like that. So I want to read another point here, and it shows that it says home ownership. Now we know you'll never own your house. Jake gonna buy a home, feel like they own something, but it ain't yours if you got to continue to pay for it. All right. It says so-called black households are least likely to be homeowners. So, and that's if you want to like look at it from a carnality standpoint. Like Jake ain't gonna never own a house here in America either. But Babylon the Great. This is our place of oppression. All right. But I want to bring out this piece here. It says, and bring this out here to kind of show how they'll throw like little stuff in there that's kind of headline to throw Jake off, but when you dig, you'll start to see it's bullshit. It's that so-called black households' wealth has increased from 12.7% to only 15.5% of the median so-called white household wealth gap between 2019 and 2022. So-called black households made substantial gains in net worth between 2019 and 2022. Over this period, the median so-called black wealth increased by 60%, which is $44,900, the largest increase of any racial group. All right, it say that, but we went from fucking what 20? It went up 60%. But if you still look at the gap here, what's that? I'm just gonna do the math real quick, brothers, to lock you.
All right, you're good.
There's 1.4 million minus $211,596. There's still a $1,188,404 difference. So you talking about over $1 million? You talking about $1.18 million more that Esau is getting. So they'll throw little shit in there to try to make it sound good. But when you start digging, which brings me to this one here, and this was done this year, October 22nd, 2024. All right, this is the state of the U.S. wealth inequity. I know I said that wrong as hell, Salakia. But this is done by the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. All right. So I want to look at this part here where it says the current racial wealth gap. It says so-called black families own about 23 cents of every dollar of the so-called white family household on average. So that means out of every dollar, the Israelites, Jake, we ain't getting number 23 cents. While Esau is getting what, 77? Correct me if I'm wrong.
You know damn well we ain't getting that much.
We ain't even getting that much, especially when you look at these numbers here. Like
that's just some average based off of certain numbers that they throw together, and they know damn well it's more like less than 10 cents per dollar. It ain't gonna be
Con,
no 23. But
but you know, go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna add this just to give context. Uh, you go to the book of Haggai, chapter 1, verse 6.
Haggai.
Haggai, chapter 1, verse 6. All right, and this is just to go in part with the whole money situation, the whole struggling and all that. Here it reads as, ye have sown much and bring in little. All right, ye eat, but ye have not enough. You drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And the main point is right here. He that earneth wages to put into a bag of holes. Right?
Con,
So whatever money we make is typically always gone on something that we either think we need or something that we actually need, but it's something that's going to be priced differently for us to keep us broke. But the money always circulates back to who? It circulates back to Esau. Whether it be Wall Street, and like I tell a lot of Jakes out there, it don't matter how much money you have. If you go get cash out of your bank, whose face is on the money?
Esau.
It's Esau's face. Slave owners, property owners, so they call it. It's not our money, period. So whatever we make, we don't really get. They say we make this much, but we don't really make that. And then at the end of the day, it's their money anyway.
Good. You're definitely right about that, bro. Go ahead.
No, but I just wanted to get that point for you.
Come the water, bro. The water for the precept on that. Because one thing, man, another brother was talking about earlier that most of our money, Jake, the average Jake, and one thing I want to point out, Salakia, these numbers here, these bigger numbers was pushing that 211,000, was pushing that 23. They got the sellouts in there as well. They got your Bishop Fake, Bishop Nate, that nigga there. They got all these other Israelite groups that are sold out. All these entertainers and shit that been sold out. So these ones, of course, they're gonna turn around and bump that number up. So you turn around with one of this think of just one of them, Jay-Z and Beyonce, they worth billions together, quote unquote. We know Esau control them niggas too, but if they turn around and put just one, they put around to put their household together, and you add shit, the whole neighborhood over here that just us, they're still gonna substantially say that the average is much higher than what it is. So you got to look at that. A lot of these niggas are sold out, and a lot of the reason that's why that number may be that high too.
I mean, it could be, but like I said, either way, the average Jake ain't gonna see no 75,000 a year. Your highest average that a single Jake male or Jake female is gonna make is about 60, maybe close to 70,000 a year. Your average Jake don't make that much money, because if your average Jake made that much money, then a lot of us will be much better off. If you consider if we spent our money more wisely. You're not out here buying guns. You're not out here buying Jordans. You ain't out here trying to, compete with everybody that got a new car and da 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 da. If on average we made anywhere near that much more money, a lot of us would be a lot better off. You wouldn't have Jakes out here, struggling driving a beat up car. You wouldn't have Jakes out here that couldn't, get a decent place to stay, wouldn't, or be on housing and all that. You can look at the. Go ahead.
I just beg to differ with that. No matter how much money that we would have, we would still be in the same situation because of the cursing. The cursing situation that we're in. We don't look at the bigger picture. We get the money that we get, and we have money. You know what I'm saying? We don't think about saving. We don't think about, we weren't taught that, for one. Esau has that benefit. You know what I'm saying? Like, most of them own the thing, so they got that generation where we don't. So no matter what we make, we will still not spend that money in a way where we would be beneficial to our future living. We will still be in the same predicament. We'll be buying Cadillac. We'll be, Jordan, like you said, things that appreciate as soon as we get. You know what I'm saying? So we will still be doing the same, no matter how much money we make, because we're under those curses, and because, like you said, Esau owns the money, so he's gonna make it higher for us, get it versus anybody else.
Come, you're right, bro. And then just to add on top of that too, me and the priest I also talking about it the other day. For those of us, we pretty much live a simple life. But for us, it's all because of the curses. No matter what we save or put back, it's always going to be something. For us, most of our money may go into bills. Most of our money may go into because I'm gonna read this. Another part is here that actually shows that too. Most of our money may go into bills. A lot of brothers shit, we might have something saved up. Before you know it, we got to go buy a car part that costs a couple hundred to a couple grand. Because of the curses, it's always going to be something. Like no matter, it's the curses. We can't, like Jake think, and that's why you look at these rappers and stuff. They do so many drugs and they have so many issues because they sell out and they're trying to escape the curses. But I think there was Elder Gazak that did the video on Wiz Khalifa. I think he said he smelled like 30 or 40 blunts a day. This nigga is trying to fill a void. Like if you think about it, he's trying to fill a gap with doing all these drugs. He's trying to get from under the curses, or a lot of them are just realizing, damn, I sold out. So the point is, Jake is trying to escape these curses when no matter how much money you make, it's the curses is still going to follow us. Whether it's those of us, the brothers, the family, the hopeful elect of us who are pushing this word and this truth and trying to lead our family the right way. We deal with just bills and trying to just provide, bro. Because we don't really, I'm not finna. Our brothers are, we stay in the spirit. We're not finna go out there and just trying to be chasing the bag and doing all that bullshit. You got your average Jake who doing all that. Now he just a slave to trying to keep up a lifestyle. Or you got the Jakes who sell out and shit. They definitely a slave to their lifestyle. But now that they done crossed that road, in order to keep up that image, that figure, or to not have Esau even off your ass, they got to continue to do these things. So Jake doesn't get that these curses ain't going nowhere. And we got a scripture for that as well that's coming as well. But I want to go ahead and bring out this other part here too. It's the car here. It says so-called Hispanic families, and we know that it's a car. The so-called Mexicans own 19 cents on every dollar of the so-called white family wealth on average. And we know they always get Esau do everything for cheap. Esau don't. We know Esau ain't getting that much. Cause most of that's the thing with Esau too. Most of them live together, so they'll go and do a job and everything, come back to one household. But the point is, they're not doing that. And we was talking about too. I think about your bar, bro. You was bringing that out about how Esau had this generational wealth, and they have these things that kind of jump them off in society. Like these niggas are born with like a 700, 800 credit score. Jacob be lucky if he born with a 5. Goddamn it. Like just being real. So this part here, it was saying, families headed by someone with some college education, but not a 4-year, had 30 cents on every dollar of the wealth held by families headed with a 4-year college graduate. You know what I'm saying? So that the point of that understanding is who is college really, who mainly goes to college and pays for that shit, and who mainly are your ones with the 4-year degrees, and that most of them is Esau. You got a few Jake that get them an associate or that'll do that, and even then the curses still follow you to where there's something else you have to worry about. That don't mean our life just gonna be great because we done went to school or we got a career or some shit like that, because we still gotta deal with the curses at some point. But that just shows you another point that Esau has all of this shit already laid out for him. It's already laid out for him, and it's already laid out for Eve ass. Because we were talking about this shit earlier today. You can see, we can see real time that deal that Eve and the serpent made in the garden. We're gonna get into that part too. Eve can do whatever the fuck she want in this society. Like, let's just be real, she can do whatever she want with no type. And we're not talking about the sincere sisters out there who are coming back to the obedience of the scriptures and the obedience of their husband, who are trying and going through that they lot as well. But we talking about the modern day woman who just don't care. You know, I think we was looking at a video one day, not too long ago. One Eve killed her infant, and the 9-year-old testified against her, and they turned around and let Eve go and gave her the custody of the 9-year-old. We know that baby through, man.
Yep.
That baby through. So we can really see real time how like the whole government system, the judicial system is set up for her. You know, we can see that we could see that deal that they made, but the sisters who are under in their lots and the sincere sisters, the few of them who are trying to do what they supposed to, you know, they deal with their, you know, they have their battles in the flesh the same way we do. But the point is, they actually feeling these curses just like we are as men. Go ahead, bro.
I just said con.
I got one more that I got, brother. And then you know I hand it off to you. I know you got some set up as well. We're gonna go back into that Deuteronomy 28, and then we're gonna go to 44. Deuteronomy 28 and 44. It said, He shall lend to thee, and that Slocky. I forgot to bring it up. Here we go. Deuteronomy 28 and 44. It says, He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. So the point of that is go ahead, bro. You got something?
No, I was just because that's the truth. I mean, like, you know, that's part of why we are in, because we don't own anything. We don't have anything to where we you know can help each other out. Put it curses. So they're gonna let us, but we can't. You know, because once again, they started off, you know, head, and we've been trying to catch up. That's why, you know, we'll be the head, we'll be the tail. We gonna keep on running up the rear. And, you know, get, you know, to where we stable or just, you know, a marginal living. You know what I'm saying? And after all this stuff that's been on over time, there is no plan. There's just ones that you know have abundance of money, and ones that are scraping and scrambling trying to get money to pay bills, getting paid, and you know paying the bills, and figure out after. So yeah, that scripture right there hits home with me. You know.
I saw the spirit had hit you, bro. I had to go and give you the flow. That's all. But bro, you know, Jake will be like, you know, I want to have my own business. Like, nigga, who you gotta go through to get it? Who got to sign off on this LLC paperwork for you? I want to go get me a new car. I want to pay cash for my shit. Well, who you gonna pay cash for your car, and who you gonna continue to pay to get the tag on that motherfucker, and who you gotta go through to renew your license like you to forgot how to drive? You know what I'm saying? You get a brand new car and you pay what, a couple grand for the goddamn tag, and then you got to do that every year just to get a fucking 2x2 sticker or 1.5 by 1.5 sticker. They got 4 numbers on there. Like even with land. All right, let's talk about land and houses. Jay, I'm gonna go buy my own land, nigga. Don't pay that property tax 1 year and see what happens. Go get you a house. Don't pay that shit and see what happens. Jake could go and be like, I want me a big house. Jake could go and get a $250,000 house, right? And correct me if I'm wrong. Jake will get a $250,000 house. And this like you pay a $250,000 for a house and you still got to pay taxes every single year. And then when you die, whoever inherits your property, Esau gonna make sure he keep getting his. So no matter what you do, we gotta go through this fucking devil for everything. It's like I'm trying to cut down on the cussing out, but it be getting personal with the curses, bro. You know that. But we got to go through this devil for everything, bro. We got to go through him for everything. We got to deal with him and his paperwork in this society for everything. So, and that pushes me back to another point before I hand it out to you, bro. We went into saying that like the blind grope within the noonday, meaning that 80% of so-called minority-owned businesses fail, right? Why? Why do minority-owned businesses fail? So I brought this here up. It's there due to systematic equities. I think, did I say that right? Iniquities? I think I said that right, bro. Salah. But that means that there are things that are put in place for us to fail. Esau wanted to happen, but at the same time, it all goes back to what? The curses. We're no matter what we do, there's still going to be things that are systematically in place because this devil is in rulership right now. So when you get into it, it says so-called black-owned business owners often have lower credit. Esau born with a 700. Esau got a 700 as an infant. Lower network that we just saw the wealth gap and more of what they're getting. They have generational wealth in this society. We don't, because even the ones who sell out, like your athletes and these entertainers and everything, whenever they die, you always hear about their money that gone to some type of fund or some type of a charity, a non-profit, or some type of organization. Them folks' family don't really get nothing compared to what they used to have. Them folks' family don't get anything. Esau still controls all of this. It says lack of assets needed to support institutional loan applications. So application just goes into begging. When you filling out a job application, we just begging for this nigga to give us a job so we can pay our bills here. And it says funding request. So, and there's just we know that Esau controls all this, but it all goes back to the curses that is not designed for us to win here anyway. We're not going to win here. And personally, I think I can speak for all of us. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to win here no way.
Nope.
No thank
Ain't no point in winning here because if you win here, you still lose.
Right.
Come. But they're pretty much all I had, bro. I know y'all got some stacked up too. I ain't mean to go too long, bro. My bad.
No problem. No problem. I'm gonna start off where you left off at 45, Deuteronomy 28. And it says, "Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, shall pursue thee, overtake thee, thou be destroyed, because thou thou hearkeneth, hearkeneth not the voice of the Lord thy power, to keep his commandments and that which he commanded thee." So, because we, didn't follow the law, statutes, and commandments, like we're in and those curses are going to hit us all. It's not like none of us going to exempt, because we all at one point in time. That's how we understand that we've been. But so that's why we're in the, whether it be money, status, or anything of that sort. We're dealing with the curse, and people tend to forget that, because some people, they have a little bit of money, have a little bit of status, they forget, I'm saying, where they get from, and they tend to feel like done. Talking about people buying $250,000 homes and stuff, and the rappers, and the football players, basketball, whatever the case may be, they'll buy these things not understanding who they are, trying to have some type of status on this side, and we don't want that, nor should we want that, because it's going to all pass away soon. And that goes down to 46.
It's a lot, bro. Can I add something to that?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was saying that moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and pursue thee and overtake thee until thou be destroyed. That goes into nigga culture. This is the worst batch of niggas out here. Like I know, I'm the youngest brother on here as well. I know Big God, you big brother, and Quantum you in the middle. So we got a couple different generations. But when I was in school, Jacob be out there fighting, and you had a few killings from like your 20-year-olds and your 25-year-olds and everything like that. But this just past May, they got Jake's running up on school graduations. So that wasn't a thing when I was in school, but I know for a fact, that you brothers got a lot more experience than I do, and that experience when it comes to just saying like, nothing has gotten better here.
No, it's gotten worse.
I just wanted to add that, bro. You got it.
And just to it's gotten worse because of, social media and other things that are easy accessible to the children to where the fact that my on things wasn't on being a kid, trying to be uh, older than what they are and doing what and that tends to put them in a mindset of doing what they do. So like you said, things are happening increased and uh, quicker manner than it was when we were children, especially in my case. Because, like I didn't have social growing up. I didn't have phone. I didn't have means to a lot of these you guys had when y'all were in school. I didn't get that until I was an adult. So uh, it's all that uh, social media and things that the technology that we have now that is allowed the people, children, and as what we're kind of speaking on, to have easy access to things that they shouldn't, and therefore it's not restricted, and therefore their mindset is different than ours when we were younger, especially myself. So yeah, this is the worst batch.
Bro, what was well, especially what you were saying about how social media, because it was somewhat of a thing when I was younger. I'm 28 now, so that we went too far, but it was somewhat of a thing. But look at how worse it's gotten. When I was a kid, I was trying to break out the door to go outside.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now these kids, they want to sit in the house, they want to be on YouTube, and they want to watch, all this other stuff. And like you said, it's not censored. That when you said that, do y'all remember who that one of them alphabet dudes was who basically kissed Sleepy Biden on his hand during that so-called pride stuff, all them rallies and shit they was having with Sleepy. And he made a quote that the brother was talking about. He was like, the children are ready, but the parents are in the way. And we were like, what the fuck is he? We like, ain't no way. So they've been attacking these kids through social media and movies. Like I know Corner Waffle, he watched a lot of movies, and you do too, bro, especially like the old movies, like with your Boys in the Hood, your Fridays, all those older movies that were, mainly tailored towards Jake and by Jake a lot of the time. They didn't have like your alphabet community in there. It may have been like a small, minute piece of it, but it wasn't like it is now.
Yeah,
Everywhere you turn, go ahead, bro.
It's pushed.
Everywhere you turn is there. It's there. It's in front of them. And I can't remember. It was something else. One more point, bro. Salaki, before you go on. It was one more point where I can't remember if it was a video or something I was reading, and it was talking about this family, and they had to be an Edomite family because in their community, that's the only community that got libraries, where kids could just walk there without supervision. That ain't finna happen in certain parts of town. You know that. But point is, the story was like, this family, their son was going to the library, every so often to get books to read and everything like that. I don't know if it was us that had this conversation a while back. I can't remember. I probably remember through the spirit in a minute, but the point is, I remember the context of the conversation, what we was talking about, and the things that I was reading or either watching or seeing. And it was saying that the family basically was getting into, the boy was supposed to be going to get books to read, different types of books and everything like that. Basically, they knew what he was supposed to go and get. And basically, I guess it was the father or the mother or both of them. They was like, the boy mannerisms was starting to change. Like the things he was doing, the things he would say, they was starting to see these feminine acts that he was doing. And they was wondering where he was learning it from. Long story short, he was going down to the library. The librarian was giving him books on being alphabet. So like they messing this little boy's spirit up, and he don't know anything but that. When I was watching, I was like, this man literally said the children are ready, but the parents are in the way. So they're literally pushing this on the kids and trying to make kids rebel against their parents. When it comes to, we all have, some brothers have kids and sons and daughters, but we want our children to be raised in the ways in which they supposed to. And even if the spirit is not on them, to be amongst the walk. Some brothers have that as well. It's all in the will of Yahweh Shema Shah. You still don't want your son or your daughter to be an alphabet at the end of the day. But the point is, Esau is pushing this. He's pushing this agenda. And what does that do? That's taking more of Jake out of his family household. So when you have that totem pole of Yahweh Shai, man, woman, and child, Esau is steady plucking us out of there every way he can with the government assistance. He's trying to cut Jake off at the knee by turning him alphabet. You got E that's going alphabet. So like he's cutting us off at that knee, but that's all part of the curse as well. But Salaki, bro, you can go ahead.
Yeah, you was speaking on the children. In 46, it reads, it says, they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. That means until Yahushua comes, it's and you won't. You know what I'm saying? These curses are gonna fall. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, go away time until Yahushua comes back. These curses are gonna be. So, like you were saying, it just, has become worse. It's like a snowball effect. What my dad had to deal with is different from what my children have to do. And it's been increasingly worse over time because we have to get to the end of this. It's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. Like you said, as far as the alphabet, that's just part of the agenda. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want us to be. They want to try to, basically exterminate us. A certain so-called race of people is to cut it off. And at the head, which is, man, because he's the one that determines whether you are Israelite or not. Man, you know what I'm saying? A whole nother level. That's why so much. So that's why they try to make us, one on the other. You know what I'm saying? Make a man, a woman on woman, and you can't, reproduce. But we know how that's going to end up falling into play. You know what I'm saying? It's part of the prophecies as well.
And one quick point, bro. You said that it'll be a sign of wonder, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're literally proving, well, many of these curses, we're literally showing it in real time today. So we're showing like when we're going into like these different things and the research and everything that we're pulling up with some of these curses, we're actually like it says there'll be a sign of wonder upon it says thou shall and they shall be upon thee for a sign and a sign of wonder and upon thy seed forever. Like we see it, and we're actually showing how these curses are on us, the sign of these curses being on us real time. That's all I want to add, bro.
I'm gonna drop down to 48. It reads, it says, therefore shalt thou serve enemy, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he had destroyed you. So that goes into what curse we have right now, even though they are, people, his chosen people, we're under Esau. You know what I'm saying? We're having to ask, you were pointing earlier, but saying he has his hand on everything, and we have, basically beg him to, and to be able to have a piece of what he already had. You know what I'm saying? And it was because of, what I'm saying, not following the law, statutes, and commandments, and, other, guys before him and everything. So we put ourselves in a predicament. But that's why, why we're in the predicament that we live and check to check, trying to, get other jobs and jobs just ends me. You know what I'm saying? Our children are having to deal with, feeling like they're lesser than other children because of the fact that that shows, we're the one, what I'm saying, that are chosen was because of how we have to deal with day-to-day life. Then, that yoke of iron, like kind of shows about the jingle bells, been on the neck, and been morphed, over time. I'm saying we're not chained up in it, but they deal with us in a way, where they have us mentally enslaved, and not physically. You know what I'm saying? They have us enslaved because we're believing everything they say. You know what I'm saying? It's come to the point to where they don't have to put anything, because most of us, you know what I'm saying, 2/3 of us don't even know who Yahweh or Yahweh is. You know what I'm saying? One with God and Jesus. They're running, with something, and they're actually going to be saved at the time. But they, you know what I'm saying? But like, like kind of getting to, those curses have really, messed us up to the point to where we're so separate, and only, a remnant is going to be saved because of it.
God, you said too. You said Slovakia. You said about us being separated and about how also Slovakia. Come, you said about how you said that we're separated. Then there was one other thing you said, Slovakia. I had a everything kind of went blank for a second. But you said it's like I was trying to remember, bro. You
Mm-hmm.
said how we're so separated and how we're enslaved mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Come, bro. Look at drill rap.
Mm-hmm.
Like, think about it. The KKK, bro, man, they chilling at the golf course playing golf and everything right now. They ain't got to do nothing. Jake done retired the KKK.
Yeah.
So I just wanted, you kind of made me think of that. I was like, the brother cooking right now. I ain't want to cut you off. Go ahead, bro.
It's all good. It's all good. And just go ahead. I mean, we trying to make sure we get, like you said, beat off the phone. So I'm gonna drop down to 4, and it reads, so that a man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother, and towards the wife of his bosom, towards the remnant which he shall leave. Well, uh, we know that once you said the hierarchy goes from Yahweh to Yahweh, and it's a lot of single homes out. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of uh, young men being affected by father being there. You know, once again, you was talking about, reading books and stuff like that. Well, if he had a father, what I'm saying, there in the home, that father would be able to connect with his son and let him know, hey, but most often than not, we have mothers raised, and that is not good. And that's allowed to have those particular deficiencies when it comes to a role model or somebody to look up to or somebody to lead, to lead, to be able to lead. And so the homes need leaders. The homes need to be able to be led by a man. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, it's going to be functional. So we got a lot of things going with these curses. And, it says, here it says, I shall be evil to his brother, and where we, over everything. You know what I'm saying? And towards the wife of his bosom and towards the remnant of his children. So, that's how it's been, over time. When it was slavery, the man, no matter what situation it was, he was, there for his wife. And now it's more or less every man for himself, including the woman and the children. You know what I'm saying? It's been all, basically destroyed, from the root. And that is the man. He's not being under the guidance, the spiritual guidance of having the right doctrine. So
God.
those curses have really hit home and hurt us really bad. Well,
God. If you don't mind, I can add this to you to here to back you up. When you was talking about basically dysfunctional families, like Esau done cut us out. It says in the United States, 21% of all mothers were single mothers in 2023. 21%. That's a high percentage of households without fathers. It says, however, the percentage of single mothers vary by race and ethnicity. Salakia. Here's the point. So-called black mothers, 47% of so-called black mothers were single mothers in 2023. Issachar 25%. Like, so you're talking about there's a nice gap there. You know what I'm saying? Between this point, a point of it is that's a high percentage. So like it says as reported by the Center of Children and Families, 40% of all live births in the U.S. are to single mothers. 90% of welfare recipients are single mothers, and that goes into that government assistance. That's set up as well, so the father can't be in the household. And another one, real quick, bro. This is a single father household. 16% of single parent households in the United States, Babylon the Great, are headed by single fathers, meaning that roughly 6% of single parent, roughly 1 in 6 of single parent families are led by fathers, and it's increasing over time. So there's just the point of that's a lot of households without fathers and without mothers, without having that functional family like you was going into, bro. So I said that contributes to a lot of it. But I just wanted to back you up. Go ahead, bro.
And I'm gonna get my my final scripture I hand out to Quanawaf, and it's in 56. It's a tender and delicate woman among you, which would not eventually set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness. Her eyes shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom, and towards her son, and towards her daughter. So, once again, those curses have led women to be masculine, hardened, what I'm saying, and they turning that eye towards the man, saying like basically saying what you can do, I can do better, basically, and it is that contamination down to the children, what I'm saying, as well as having disdain for the man. So yeah, it's getting worse over time, and it's not getting any better. So we know that we're the ones. We got all the dynamics of family Israelites that particular thing. Now I'm not dysfunction in the Edomite home or things of that sort, but it's margin compared to what you put out the Israelite homes. It shows that we're about curses, and because of how the women are, homes, and how they don't want to live, don't want to be led, don't want to be hurt, don't hear the so-called head of the household. They don't want to hear that because they have jobs, make money now. They're able to be in a position of authority, and they don't want to deal with being a right position or their rightful position of sorts, that have been handed down through the scripture, and what the Bible said. That was my scripture. I'm gonna hand it off to Bob.
God, you cooking, bro. You cooking.
Well, you stopped it up.
56.
Okay. So we'll get on into it. Deuteronomy 28:57. It also reads, "And toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which shall she bear, for she eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege of straitness, and wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thine gate." So yeah, the women use the children, such as like welfare and food stamps and all that good stuff. That's why you got a lot of Jake women out here. They go out here and procreate just for the sake of having these children to use them to better themselves, which is another big thing among our people. They love to live off these food stamps for whatever reason, because they feel like, it's just free this and free that. And when you really break it down, a lot of us really pay for that. In the wake of that, which they don't really see or acknowledge, but 58 goes and says, "If thou wilt not observe to do all of the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord thy power." All right. 59 reads, "Then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sickness and of long continuance. So going into the health of our people, especially over here in Babylon the Great, the health of our people is very, very bad. Uh, Going to the hospital and getting all these shots that we don't need, the needles themselves. You know, when they were doing a report some years back when they found out about how a lot of these flu shots these people get, they're divided into two categories. They have a flu shot for Edomites and they have a flu shot for people who are not Edomites, which for somebody.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah. So
It's a lot, bro. That nigga a devil, bro. He thought a devil, bro. It's a lot. Go ahead, bro.
But yeah, they did a report on it, but you know, of course, they're gonna take the report down and all that. But yeah, they actually found out that they were giving our people different shots than what Edomites were getting. These are supposed to be, you know, just basic flu shots. It's supposed to be basically a what's the word I'm looking for? What do they call it? An isolated strain of the rhinovirus, which you know, what is it? I'm trying to think of the name of it. A vaccine. A vaccination is basically an isolated strain of whatever you're trying not to get. Which, like with COVID, when they was pumping people up, getting these shots, and then they was testing positive for COVID, and then they didn't realize how this actually works. When you inject someone with an isolated strain of something, you're giving them what they're trying not to get, because the whole point is your body's supposed to try to build up a resistance to it, and our people don't take their health personally. That's why they continuously eat pork. And they told you about pork. The meat's full of parasites. The meat's full of cancer-causing agents. It's full of very heavy and very fatty oils that build up, you know, your cholesterol. And our people don't take care of themselves. So, but then on top of that, you have the Lord putting these plagues on our people because we're in the curses. So the plagues are multiplying on top of that, and then the shit that our people do multiplies it still further. So yeah, the sickness is ridiculous. You know, you see people out here dropping dead every day. You know, and they just some can't figure out why, can't figure out what happened. It's because we cursed. Of course we're gonna drop dead. Going on verse 60.
Salak, bro. Can I add something to what you said?
Yeah. Go ahead, Op.
And it's real quick point. I know before we came in this truth, I know a brother probably had a flu shot of some type before. I can say that I never got the flu until I got a fucking flu shot. That's just to back you up on that point, bro. I have never dealt with the flu or none of that or any of that stuff that you know they have until before I came into this truth. I got somebody like, you should get the flu shot. You know, a lot of folks get sick and everything. You know, I said I ain't never had a flu shot before, but I ain't never had to worry about it. They was like, well, it's bad this year. Took my crazy ass up there and got one at the time because you know I wasn't in this truth. I didn't have that breath of life in me. I was basically a bag of bones at that point in time. That was the first time I ever had the flu, bro. But that's just to back you up. Where you were saying that it's an isolated strain. They inject you with what you're not trying to get, which is crazy as hell. But Shalaki, bro, I just wanted to make that point.
Yeah, because I mean, it makes no sense. You know, if you don't get it before, why would you go get injected with it, get it afterwards? Because people don't understand is the way we were made. We were already immune to basically everything. Until we came under these curses, we were technically immune. And even after being cursed, we still had superior genetics. We still had a superior immune system. So they, you know, Esau found a way to bypass that by telling you to get your tonsils removed. Your tonsils are actually part of your immune system.
Damn.
Your tonsils actually are data converters. The second you get sick or something's trying to attack you, your tonsils have already gotten it, broke it down, and sent signals to your body to build a resistance to it. And that's a lot of times when you feel like you're coming down from something and a few hours later you feel fine. It's because your tonsils have already taken care of that. But see, they tell you most people get their tonsils removed because of whatever. They tell you to get your gallbladder removed, and it doesn't make any sense. Why would Esau tell you you don't need certain parts of your body if you were born with them? They don't think about it like that.
Let me back you up real quick, bro.
Go ahead.
I Googled this real quick. It says, what does your tonsils do? It says tonsils are a part of your lymphatic system and have several functions, including fighting infections. Tonsils are the body's first line of defense against bacteria and viruses that enter through the mouth and the nose. They contain white blood cells that kill germs, and they produce antibodies to fight infection.
Hold on. Go back where it says it enters through the mouth and the nose, right?
Come.
What's the main thing that enters through the mouth and the nose?
Everything.
Air.
Oh shit, boy.
What do they tell you most things are? Airborne. Most things are airborne.
Yeah.
Because.
So your tonsils are what? The first line of defense in everything.
They knock down the infantry, huh?
Yeah. And what's the main group of people they tell you, hey, you need to get your tonsils taken out?
Esau ass.
No. What's the main group of people they tell you?
Oh, that tells you? Go ahead, bro. You cooking? Go ahead.
No, I'm saying. Who's the main group of people Esau gonna say, hey, get your tonsils taken out?
Oh, he gonna tell. I thought you were saying who's going to tell us. Oh yeah, of course they're gonna tell us to do it. And then the crazy that what's all of these diseases or pestilence, as the scripture calls them nowadays, are what? Most of them are airborne.
Yep.
But yeah, you got it, bro. You cooking? Go ahead.
Let me hit you with one scripture just to back.
Go ahead.
Brother just hit us with some knowledge and what the reason being destroyed is because of that. And that's Hosea 4:6. It says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou have no priest to me, seeing thou have forgotten the law of my power, of thy power. I will also forget thy children. So once again, because we've done things wrong, because we put ourselves in the predicament that we're in, and reject the knowledge we should be getting from this book, and just from the Spirit itself, we what I'm saying, we don't listen to knowledge, and a lot of times, people, that had a spirit on, like the brother, had you not listened, looked it up, you wouldn't have known.
I wouldn't have known, bro.
Just say, oh, he know what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's just some shit he made up. You know what I'm saying? But because you reject knowledge, you know what I'm saying, you don't get the help that you need. You know what I'm saying? It goes one again with scripture. And we destroy the lack of knowledge.
Come on, bro. You threw the alley, so I got to go on dunk it with Isaiah 33:6, bro.
Come on now.
I got to go on dunk it. This is Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability in our times. And we in the end days right now. Mm-hmm. And the strength of salvation, the fear of Yahweh is his treasure. So that fear of Yahweh, when it says the fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? And then it's also telling us that this wisdom and this knowledge that we're given, because the brother, our shop put it on the spirit corner off to bring that out. We wouldn't have never known that. But that this wisdom and this knowledge is being our stability. Overall, we're having that fear. How about your mouth shot? Yeah, you threw the alley on that one, bro. I had to go and dunk that thing with you. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, good points that y'all brought out. But I say that, because part of being in this truth is educating each other on things that we may not know. And so the more we know, the better we're defended. And the more we apply the knowledge we learn, the better our chances. All right. Moving on to Deuteronomy 28:60. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all these diseases of Egypt, which thou was afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also every sickness and every plague which is not written of the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. All right. 62. And he shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of the Lord thy power. And what reading in the Old Testament, what the Lord always say, you're innumerable. You're like the sands of the sea. If you go to a beach and you get a handful of sand, you can't count all them grains. You can't count every single speck. There's no you run out of numbers. Count just that handful of sand. Now you think about all the beaches all over the world, all the sand all over the world. That's a number that is far beyond anybody's comprehension. The stars of heaven. The same way he tasked Esau, he told him, if you can count the stars of the heaven, then I'll forget about Jacob. That's what in the whole space program was what? Them trying to go to heaven and count the stars, and guess what? They can't go past a certain level because they don't have the technology to do it. The Lord ain't gonna give them the technology to do it. You right?
Yeah.
63, and it shall come to
pass.
Let
me back you up, bro. It's a lot.
Oh, go ahead.
Let me back you up with that one. You said the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, right? This is Hosea 1:10. It says, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. You said it like he going like you can't when you pick that sand up, there's no way you can count every grain of sand. It says that it shall come to pass in the past that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so shall the Lord rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught. And he shall be plucked. He shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. All right. So of course that happened, when we came out of Egypt. 64, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even to the other, and thou shalt serve other powers which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone, which goes into the Islamic culture where they worship the rock, the big rock over there in wherever the fuck is that, and the wood pieces. And, Jake quit, and that's how you know it's us, because even back in the Old Testament, you had what? Exodus, you had, I think in Chronicles, Samuel. Jake was quick to go carve and go make these false idols. I'm a carve this little wood doll and call it this, and I'm gonna put it on this pedestal. I'm a sacrifice unto it. Jake was quick to go off when it comes to idol worship, and the same thing they do today. You look at most of the Jakes in Babylon the Great. What do they worship? They worship a person. They worship some kind of demon. They worship some kind of theory. Like, how do you worship a theory? It's a theory. It's an imagination. It's a thought. You worshiping a damn thought. Bad at worshiping women.
They got that do as thou wilt spirit, bro.
Yeah, do what thou wilt. And they don't understand that the whole point of these laws, statutes, and commandments was so that we could have order. Without order is what?
Chaos.
And that's what's going on right now, not just over here in Babylon, but over the whole world. Everything's in chaos right now. You got Ukraine, you got Russia, you got China. They ain't popping nothing off with Taiwan yet, but it's coming. You know what I'm saying? You got the Arab and the Islamic nations going at it. You got these Amalekites over here, the so-called Jewish people who are pretending over there to be us. And why do you think they get hit? Why do you think when they had all the surveys done, they said that the so-called Israelites had the highest amount of skin cancer among any other group of people in the world? You know, they're over there in our land, which you know, when we were kicked out of the land, the Lord desolated the land. You know, it's not lush and green, and all those areas over there in the desert used to be oceans and forests full of fruits. The Lord ain't giving that to them. The Lord put them over there. Now look at them. They have skin cancer problems. They have eye problems. But you look at the people, and what's the main thing you notice about the people over there? They don't have no melanin.
Right.
But you said, Slot, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say you know, because those places were designed for melanated people. They weren't designed for Ishmael. They weren't designed for Esau and them. But you know, of course, they're over there, and they love being over there. But go ahead with your point, Anna.
I was just gonna reiterate what you were saying. Here in 64, it says that we shall be scattered among all people. We know that goes into the transatlantic slave trade, which we'll touch on here in a second. But the point is, me and the brother Halak was talking about it the other night, where it was saying that I'm gonna bring out this piece here, and then I'll go into that. It was saying that thou shalt serve other gods, neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Like you were saying that most of the Jake now we had your Christianity and Cheshire Brazier, they serving the cross where we know that's like a mockery, you're not going. It's something you shouldn't be wearing. That wood goes into Islam, and that stone goes in the Mecca. But then the brother Halak was talking about how Jake like to say, especially that Islamic nation of people like to say that, oh, we're the fastest growing religion. We know that for one, religion you shouldn't be religious anyway. It's spiritual, but he was also saying that how the scripture was saying, bro. That's that broad gate. A lot of people can go through that gate. That's that broad gate. All these other gods or powers or so-called religions that everybody is going into by the masses, bro. Like that's that broad gate. But we got this narrow gate over here. How about Shemal Shah? So it makes sense.
What does it say about that? What does it say about the broad gate?
Go ahead.
What does it say about the broad gate?
Come on, I'll bring that out. Shabak, I ain't had open plan. Let me grab it real quick.
Oh, good.
But that would make sense of why you got billions and so-called all these people that's Islam, we're the fastest growing people and everything like that. That's that. Of course you are. That's that broad gate, bro. You supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be growing like that. I'm finna go ahead and bring that out with that. Do you want to grab? You want me to read it, or you got it, bro?
No, hold on. Matter of fact, hold that scripture. I want you to grab Revelation 13. Revelation. Oh, give me just a sec. Grab it. Revelation 13, 16 through 18. Read that real quick.
Okay, come. You want me to grab big guy? You got it.
No, you can get it.
Okay, come. You said 16 through 13, 16 through 18, right?
I'll read it for y'all.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
16 through 18. The reason says, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might our sin say he had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
All right, now grab the scripture about the straight and narrow.
Come. Matthew chapter 7, verse 13 and 14. It says, ye enter at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
Read that one more time.
It says, ye enter in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, And many, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And many there be which go in thereat, because go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right, come. It says because straight is the gate, narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there may be that find it.
Good. Now, Revelation 13 and 16 said that the devil was going to cause all, small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive that mark. All right. Now, if the masses of people going to receive that mark, what gate is that they're going through?
That's that broad gate, bro.
And the broad gate leads where?
To destruction.
There you go. So, and matter of fact, how many of our people are not going to repent?
2/3.
2/3
of all 12 tribes.
2/3 is way much more than the 1/3.
Right. Twice as much. So that lets you know.
Bro, you got it.
Yeah, that lets you know, all right, that those curses are that's the point where the curses are gonna boil over. When judgment day gets here, the curses are gonna boil over. All right? Because what the Lord say, when the wickedness reaches unto the heavens, all right, that's when everything's gonna pop off. That's when he's gonna release everything. What's that scripture? Get Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10.
You say Ephesians 6 and 10.
Yeah.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, get that one.
Ephesians 6, and it reads, says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and the power of my.
Keep going.
Put on the whole armor that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Keep going.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Huh?
That's the main problem. Is spiritual wickedness in high places. And what are your high places? Your so-called churches.
Mm-hmm.
Your so-called all these politicians that's supposed to be the governors and kings and queens. Everything that's going on behind them walls is nothing but pure spiritual wickedness. They worshiping demons. Like the story you brought out now about the little dude who was going to the library, and the library is supposed to be a place that you can pretty much trust for the most part. And what were they doing in the library? Filling the children's head with spiritual wickedness.
But that's just like you said. Go ahead, Salah.
No, I'm just saying. Go ahead.
No, that's just like he was saying in that Deuteronomy 28 and 64. Thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even with wood and stone. So they're serving these other entities that is all ran by Yahweh Shema Shah anyway, on the left hand. But it's all goes back to it. They're putting their trust, their faith, they're putting their everything into these other gods, these other so-called powers and everything like that, but not understanding, hey, all that is, even Esau is controlled by Yahweh Shema Shah. Esau couldn't even, the devil couldn't even kill Job. Why not? Because Yahweh told him not.
The Lord.
He told him not to. Well, go ahead, you got it, bro.
Man of the Lord. Matter of fact, what's the two main gods 2/3 of our people over here worship?
Was it Cheseret Bajir?
No, I mean not as far as like idols, but what's the two things that the 2/3 of our people over here put their faith in? There's two main things.
What, money in the box?
No, money's right. What's the other one?
The box?
Not the box.
Hey. Go ahead, bro.
They worship the box. You go back and watch the old hood movies. What's two things niggas gonna always try to get and have?
What he said? What he say, baby boy? Guns and butter, baby.
All right, there you go. Money and guns.
Yeah.
And the two main things our people always, any rap star you listen to, it's two main things you're gonna always talk about. He gonna have to have money and guns. And two main things. Them the two things that the 2/3 of our people put their faith in: money and guns.
Gun.
Two things that don't even matter.
Gun.
You really, really think about it. They don't matter. They never have. They never will.
Gun. What's that next one you had, bro?
I'm gonna go on down to 65, and it reads, "And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shalt the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life." Because over here, and even Israelites in other nations, just like Big Ock, you was in the Air Force, and you was in Turkey. You know, what they told you, you had to sleep with your gun under your pillow.
Mm-hmm.
And they had all these.
I was in Afghanistan.
Yep.
Afghanistan. Yeah. So you was over there, and you didn't have no assurance of your life. You wasn't sure if you was gonna live or die.
Con.
Every day you got up, you wonder, hey, am I gonna be attacked? Or is this base gonna get hit? You know, are they gonna come in while we sleep? You know, you don't have no assurance of your life anywhere on this planet. For the simple
I'm about to
fact
say that's mainly over here, bro. Gun too.
it's mainly over here, but at the same time, it don't matter where we go. As you said, the curses are that dark cloud that's always hovering over us.
Gun.
You know,
Because that goes into that 65, like having no ease, like we can never catch a break. If you look at it, you might fix your car now, and a month later you might be like, damn, I gotta pay another 600. Then you might turn around and you done paid the bills. You might think you got a little bit to kind of kind of put you something back just in case you gotta take care of something else. Then before you know it, something else comes, it goes back to that bag of hoes. But like you said in 66, on here it says thou shalt have no assurance over thy life, bro. Like back in the days, it was slavery, that casual kill, where we was that stock, that cattle, that ownership. Nowadays, shit, Jake is a threat. We're a threat to ourselves as a nation because you got the police brutality. But going back to that drill rap, most of your crime nowadays, a lot of it is black on black crime or so-called black on black crime.
but even still, you got all your neo-Nazi militias roaming around. You had that one guy, that one nutcase ass dude in California. Well, I think it was California, where he was like, I want to kill some black people today, so I'm going to go to this parking lot. And he killed 2 Jakes, and then he pled insanity, and they got him off. Because, again, even though we're not in physical slavery, we're in a more dangerous kind of slavery, which is mental and spiritual now. That mental and physical spirit, that mental and spiritual slavery is way more effective and way more dangerous than physical slavery. Because physical slavery you can overcome. A mental and a spiritual slavery you can't just walk away from. That and like the scripture says, when you break down hell, it's a condition. Our condition is very bad.
I was trying to find it. I had one of the pages. I had lost it. But it was saying that how I think it was 8 out of 10 or 7 out of 10 crimes are projected to be either black on so-called black on black or police on so-called black. So there is no assurance for our lives right now. Unless you got the spirit of Yahweh Shem Al Shah, that's the only assurance we got. We got all our chips in the center of the table for Yahweh Shem Al Shah. But you got it, bro.
So let me I got one I gotta grab real quick.
You got it, bro.
No, you good. Being that we on that topic, I gotta grab this one. Just to what the hell? Get this point real quick. I think it's in 1 Peter, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, in 1 Peter. Yeah, 1 Peter 5 and 8. Yeah, 1 Peter 5 and 8, and it reads, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." Right? So every day we go outside, even as we sleep, Esau out there doing what?
Hurting us.
He plotting.
Come.
He plotting. Just like I had you read that Ephesians 6 and 10, the wiles of the devil. Those wiles of the devil is everything he uses against us. Everything he uses to keep us trapped, to get us locked up, even to get us killed. You understand? That's what he does. He because the first ones who gonna get got when everything goes down are who?
What?
Are you asking a question?
Yeah, come on.
Oh, go ahead. What's your question? I didn't know you asked a question, bro.
Who gonna be the first ones to get got when everything goes to shit?
The ones that don't have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The ones that
exactly.
Yeah.
What did the boy say?
Because they're not sober and they're not vigilant.
That's right.
Because and just like you read in Hosea 4 and 6, not only because they lack knowledge, but they reject it. Because spiritually they know they wrong for what they do. Spiritually they know they're wrong. That's why they reject that knowledge, because they say, well, if I didn't hear it, I can't know no better. But spiritually you know better. You already know better. But they feel like, well, I ain't never heard that. That's gonna be the excuse. And they're gonna be the first ones to get got because they didn't want to listen, or they rejected the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the prophets, or they just too ignorant to get it. That's why they're gonna be the first ones to get got, because that ain't gonna ever happen. Nah, it ain't nothing ever happened like that before. It ain't gonna be that. Nah, it's not. Like, you remember that one dude that was a video that Elder Menachah did in South Carolina when he was talking to the guy in the Navy, or the
he's in the Marine. I think he said he don't want to die.
Yeah, he was like when World War III popped off. No, it's not going to be a World War III. No, we're not going to have a World War. He couldn't fathom it. He didn't want to believe it but spiritually he already knew, because World War III means what? The end of the bullshit that he wants to live. World War III means it's the end of all the bullshit. Everything is gone. That
I got something to back you up too, bro. When you get done, go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Con, you saying how Jake don't want to? They don't want to hear this because they try to use that as a cloak, but they not gonna have that cloak. You know, this is Isaiah 30, and we're gonna start at 110, but we're gonna start at 8. This is Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 8. It says, "Now go, write it before them in a table, and note it in a book," which is, the scriptures, the Bible. It says that it may be for the time to come forever and ever. Now, the time that we're in. All right. Verse 9, it says, "This is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of Yahweh." And here's the point here in 10. Go ahead.
No, I was saying,
Come, here's the point here in 10. It says, "Would say to the seers, see not. To the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things. Speak unto us smooth things. Prophesy deceits. Get you out of the way. Turn aside out of the path. Cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us." So they don't want to hear this word. They don't want to hear this truth. They don't want that. They want to hear these things that sound good. They want that. I saw a post the other day where I just, I be kind of just let the spirit reminisce on different things I be seeing. It says it was talking about how you got that narrow gate and that broad gate. That broad gate in this aspect here is those comfortable lies. That
I
narrow
was just
gate
going
is
to
the
ask you, what is that
unpleasant
smooth
truth.
deceit?
What did you say?
Now, I was just going to ask you, what is that smooth deceit? That's those confident lies that they want to hear.
It's a comfortable lie. Jake does not want this unpleasant truth.
The problem with Jake, just like that video we were watching last night, Big Op, what that man say? He say Negroes want to be comfortable.
Right.
That's the problem with our people. They want to be comfortable. But I ain't never heard nobody being comfortable in prison.
I got you right here, bro. Go ahead. I'm finna back you up with this. I found it right here.
I'll go ahead and grab that because I only got 2 more.
This is right here. Salakia. I gotta make sure it ain't that big. All right, here it is, right here. And it's actually titled, it says the summary of our society. Can y'all see that?
Yep.
That's that broad gate, bro. But many can fall through it. That's that narrow gate. Everybody has an opportunity. Everybody has an opportunity of some sort to come across the truth. Whether it be you come across the camps, whether it be you see the videos, or man, you like by you end up just actually meeting the brother. Like you gonna have some point to come across the truth because everybody you ain't gonna have no cloak for them sins no more. But go ahead, bro. You got it.
Moving on, Deuteronomy 28:67, it says, "In the morning thou shalt say, with power it were even, and at even thou shalt say, with power it were morning. For the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see." So the things that these people fear most, it's gonna come before them. Moving on to 68, and it says, "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, which win what?"
I was about to say, bro, I ain't want to cut you off. I ain't think you go.
Nah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Bro.
What is that?
That's the transatlantic slave trade, bro. That's the thing about Jake, bro. How were we brought here?
On boats.
Boats don't fucking fly. Boats don't fucking cruise on the road. Those are ships. They on the sea. So you can literally see how this, like, who else are these curses talking about, bro? That's the home run. 68, bro. That's the home run. Who else went through that?
Nobody.
Salaki, bro. Go ahead.
"And by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it again. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you."
Let me back you up on that. Let me grab that here.
What was that big thing that happened last year in was it Mississippi, Alabama? What was that big shit that they was talking about?
That I think they got into a fight right there at that port. But look at this here, bro. I got that word bondsman here in the blue letter.
Grab it. Go ahead and grab it.
It says slave, bro. What were we in that time?
Slaves.
What are we now?
Steal.
Bro.
They just don't call it slavery now. They call it being black in America.
Bro.
A much more fancy and longer term for what?
Slaves.
I'm gonna bring it up right here for Eve too, because you have someone that said, "Well, I'm a woman." What the word bond woman mean?
What's the word woman period mean?
Servant. Servant. But here you go right here. Bondswoman, slave girl, maid servant, maid.
A bond
Maid
woman.
servant belonging.
Bond is maid servant. Because you in bond. And the word woman means servant. Which either way she try to cut it, her very existence, her very fucking creation, and her very fucking existence is to what?
Serve her husband.
It's to serve. The whole term. Every time they say a woman, I don't have to what's that word they hate so much?
Submissive.
What is it, big up?
Submit. Be submissive.
Submission, yeah. Submit. They don't like that word. Because in their mind, submit means ownership. Well,
You are a property of your husband.
Exactly. You want to be married, but you don't want to be owned. And that's the whole point of you being a woman with a man. What did the Lord say? What was the woman's duty?
To serve a man.
To serve her husband.
To submit to her husband. They don't want to do that. But you know who they will submit to?
Esau.
You know who that? Everything that you're supposed to do for us, you don't want to do, but you willingly do it for him.
Oh,
you in the same situation.
That's part of the curses, bro.
It's part of the curses.
You went over there when she said she should have an evil eye towards her husband. The priest Ayash brought it out, bro. We got a small glimpse of how Eve is gonna be later on when fucking Camilla, whatever the fuck her name is, didn't get in office. You saw how Eve was.
Oh yeah. We
got a small glimpse of how Eve gonna be. Now, we ain't talking about the sensitive sisters out there, of course. You know, they not in that category. But the wicked Eve, that modern day woman bullshit who don't want to submit to her husband and follow how she's supposed to, bro. We got a small glimpse of how they gonna be, bro. And it's time to come.
Hey, I'm just saying. Right now, like I say, we in that grace period. They in that grace period too. But like I say, what they don't understand is that ain't nobody coming back for you.
Come all the ones that wanted to get the BBLs and all these the titties and the ass jobs and bro, and these times that are coming up where you're gonna be looking for a man and everything like that, bro. You're gonna be out there. Gonna be a target, bro.
They gonna be watching them hoes. Oh yeah, she got some big old ass titties. Yeah, she got a big old fat ass. Man, that's a nice rump roast. Ain't gonna be no food.
Man, what? Hey,
you better go watch that movie. What's that movie? Mortal Engines, where they had World War III, and they made the cities to be mobile because everything was destroyed, so the actual physical cities would move. And they was like, they went to the wasteland and they saw that little pretty girl and they was like, yeah. The one guy was like, yeah, she looked good. We can make her into some fine cuts of sausages.
Not even that, bro. You got, I mean, that too. You got them niggas like that, but you also got them that just gonna be ravages. They gonna be just taking these. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you think it's a coincidence that they letting all these niggas out of jail right now or whatever? But
they already had that problem up in what was that dude that I want to say it was either New York. It had to be New York because that's usually where all this shit happened. I think he was like he was from somewhere in one of the South American countries. He was going up there just snatching hoes up. They had another guy. He was knocking everybody out. He would just walk up to a dude, knock him out, and take him into an alley. He'd knock out a chick and just drag him into an alley. And they wake up, their clothes gone, and didn't nobody say nothing.
Let me bring this out here, but back it up. This Revelations 11:8. It says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord, which is Yahweh Shai, is talking about right here, was crucified. And what city is that spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, bro? That's Babylon the Great, so-called United States of America.
Babylon the Great. As a matter of fact, what's America named for?
It's
What'd you say,
named
bro?
like as well as Africa and every other place. Named after.
Named after who? A Roman.
Yep.
Yes, Americanus, I think it was the last name.
Yeah. Americano Vespucci.
Gone. But that goes into that ending part that you went into with 68, where it says, "And no man shall buy you." You know,
Yep.
so Jake getting into like, oh, you know, Trump gonna save us. Trump is what America needs, bro. Yahweh Shai, if you buy something, do they sit there and wait on you to come get it, or do they give it to somebody else? They basically trying to give Yahweh Shai's glory to Trump, bro. Like you trying to say basically we don't need Yahweh Shai. We got Trump, which is that nigga. Trump ain't nobody but Nero, bro. There's Nero. If y'all know that spirit of Nero, how he was and everything like that, that's Nero reincarnated, bro. That's Trump. Trump is Nero, bro. But it said no man shall buy you. So nobody else, Yahweh Shai already paid that price. So if you already paid for something and that's yours, it's gonna sit there until you come and get it. Yahweh Shai already paid that price. So the captivity and the prophecy and everything had to play out because Yahweh's word will never return void, as the scriptures say. So Yahweh Shai already, no man can buy us. Trump can't save none of these niggas, bro. Trump can't save nobody. Trump can't even save his own ass right now. Nope. He is only doing what they at least want to, but the point is, no man shall buy us. Yahweh Shai is the only one they're gonna be able to come back and get us out of here. I'm Rogers out. We are that number. But go ahead, bro.
No, but that was it over here.
Go ahead, big guy. Were you finna say something, bro?
No.
Yeah, that's it.
I want to bring out this Amos 7:17 real quick, where it says, "Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, thy wife shall be a harlot in the city." So that's also a part of these curses as well. Like Eve can go from whoever she want to whoever she want to. All right, and it says, "And thy son and daughter shall fall by the sword." So you know the sword it could be a knife, a gun, or anything like that. You got black on black crime, police brutality, and everything like that going. All this is a part of the curses. It says, "Thy land shall be divided by the line." That's the small hats and the Palestinians over there fighting and everything. And thou shalt die in a polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth his land. So that sword is nigger culture and everything like that. But we don't. This is all part of the curses. All right, this is all part of the curses. And in this land right now, what we're in, that all goes back into. We brought out. Let me grab that again before we close out. So lock it. That Hosea 1:10. It says, "Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living power." All right. And what has the head apostles and everything starting from Slack, I can't remember apostle or elder Abba Bibbins, coming on down, that in this land right now where we've been called all these bywords, all these curses and everything like that, we're also now being brought on us, and the spirit has been waking up in us to let us know that we are the son of living power. We are the sons of Yahweh. We are the little brothers of Yahweh Shai. Yasharala, bro. Sons of God, sons of the power. That's what Israel means in Hebrew, Yasharala. But that's all I had, bro. So any brother got anything? Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that's it on my end.
Big Ox, you got anything else? I think we exhausted the clip today, bro. Well, if there be nothing else, we're gonna say we pray that this lesson be edifying to anybody out there and those of you watching. You know, you free sincere brothers out there that's pushing this word and this truth, and you free sincere sisters out there that are watching as well. And anybody else, we pray that because that Deuteronomy 28 is kind of like that factor for a lot of people who are kind of on that line to where, you know, what they saying is kind of hidden, but they be needing that extra little push. And when you read Deuteronomy 28 and you realize, damn, who are these curses actually pointing to? You know, you can see these things. So if that be all, we're gonna say a ball, Kumra Shala, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kakadash, Barakathon, Shalom.
Shalom.